Good evening, everybody. It's Monday. And it's time to jump back into the Fire Ron Hall here. Hope everybody's had a great day. Got a lot I want to hit on today. A couple of things that have really pissed me off. Then a couple other, all kinds of crap. I see Alan's already out there. How are you, sir? It's been an interesting day. Couple of things before I get into what's absolutely pissed me off. Secretary of Defense was fired today, and he has been quoted as saying, "I'm going to be replaced by a yes man. God help us all." And I'll leave it at that. Chattanooga Mocs basketball announced their guidelines today for the upcoming season. No more than 1,000 people in attendance. There are no season tickets this year. Single game only. All 1,000 seats will be socially distanced. And you must wear a mask inside McKenzie Arena. So that's it. Get your single game tickets. The men start their season at home on the 25th. The women will be on the road, and the women's first game inside the arena will be on November 29th and is against Tennessee Tech. Clint Powell. I hate I'm going to miss the season, but I've got to do what I've got to do to protect myself. And with the COVID rate in Hamilton County growing exponentially, there are more people in the hospital today than at any time during this pandemic in Hamilton County. Just the last few days started out 92 cases, then 106, 122, 165, 161. Yesterday, 151 new cases. It's like 90 some odd today. And the director of the Hamilton County Health Department lays the blame directly on people. Not wearing a mask, frequenting restaurants and bars, especially the bars in town, because none of them are doing anything that the guidelines for the state of Tennessee say. You can go by that infamous plate. Well, yeah, it's infamous in my book. Next to Popeye's Fried Chicken across the street from Chick-fil-A. And I guarantee you, if you go by there right now, the place is damn packed. And the people in there don't give a shit about COVID. It's that simple. But encouraging news today, Pfizer has issued a press release. Their vaccine in second phase trials appears to be 90% effective. And it's going to take 2 doses. Keep in mind, the United States government did not put any money into Pfizer working that. They said they would buy them, and they've paid for them in advance. But they took no money other than vaccine. Me saying, look what he did. Look what he did in, what is it? Operation Warp Speed. This has nothing to do with Operation Warp Speed. Nothing. That's fact. But something's got to be done. Then today, Gordon Lee High School and Lafayette are on virtual for the rest of the week, all related to Halloween parties where up to 500 kids were attending. So let's take this shit home to grandma. And then very disturbing news. Local high school in North Georgia putting tickets on sale for a game this week. No restriction on crowd size. What the hell, Catoosa County? Why are you allowing this? Why are you allowing a high school to have a packed house? Shame on you. Shame on you. I want to know WTF, what is going on over at Tyner. Stephen Hargis of the Chattanooga Times Free Press tweeted out that Coach Wayne Turner, who has been there for 30 freaking years, 30 years, and 27 of those years, Tyner has been in the playoffs. Hello, Kim. I'm getting to something in just a few minutes. Just trust me on that. I'm still debating on whether to call them out by name. But you're the head coach at one of the least funded schools in Hamilton County, Tyner Academy, a magnet school. The school building itself is a freaking dump. And arguably one of the greatest high school coaches this area has ever seen. 30 years, 27 times in the playoffs. The first public school in Hamilton County to win a state football championship. And then you tell him you want to take the program in a different direction, so Wayne Turner's gone. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? Now, Stephen Hargis will get to the bottom of what's going on. But it's also time for 3, 9, and 12 to find out, what the hell is going on over there. Coach Turner does not want to hang it up. But Tyner Principal Gerald Harris says it's time to go in a different direction. You're a freaking dumbass. You will not find one Tyner football player in these 30 years that will say anything other than Wayne Turner was like a father to me. And you decide to go in a different direction. Shame on you. That's 2 shames. Shame on Catoosa County. Shame on Tyner. I was not there Saturday, but yesterday Facebook lit up. Well, so to speak. Let me get a drink of water. Nestle's Splash. This is wild berry. Good stuff. And cheap too. $1.24 a 6-pack at Wally World. Now, before I get started, Facebook lit up with the constant critic of a North Georgia high school football coach who I think is one of the finest men walking this freaking planet. But this guy's been a constant critic of every coach that's been there. I've said it once and I'll say it a million more times. If you think you can be a better freaking coach, take your ass to college, get a degree, and become a coach. Otherwise, shut your freaking pie hole. Then you get, well, I've done this for the program and I've done that for the program. We don't give a shit. It does not give you the right to go on social media questioning how a coach calls a game. Oh, you have the right to do it, but you can also find another way to do it other than on social media. Then an assistant coach at another high school in that county agrees with the armchair coach. So that pissed me off even more. For an assistant coach at a low level, the lowest classification that you can have in the state of Georgia, doesn't need to be chiming in on play calling decisions of a coach at a much higher level. Not on Facebook. If I am that assistant's head coach, I fire his ass. Immediately, fire him. But this one guy has been a constant critic, but loves to ride the coattails. And I do this and I do that. Blake, I will tell you privately. Now, after a big thread, it's all of a sudden gone from Facebook. So you ride those damn coattails all you want. But until you can get it at, Nintendo and Tecmo Bowl, don't mean shit. Armchair coaches piss me off. Rec coaches who think they know more than a real coach. Folks, Blake Foster coached rec ball. Now he's an assistant at a local high school because he knows his shit. One of the best running backs I've ever seen play the game in this area. And I'll dare say it. I mean, I chapped Ooltewah's ass my first night ever on Stump on Sports. Because I said Patrick Flanagan wasn't that damn good. Blake Foster was that damn good. Fact. But when, especially with the guy you're attacking, who I consider a friend, know that I'm going to have his back. He was the best choice for Ridgeland. He was the best choice for Ridgeland when Mark Mariakas left. They hire Coach Tank, and I like Coach Tank. But when Coach Tank leaves, he should have been the choice, not somebody you knew would end up leaving you because of a bigger job offer. That's like somebody else who was being very disrespectful on social media to his predecessor. A Hall of Famer, and you're being disrespectful to him. I got no use for it. Respect your elders. But if you're going to sit there and constantly criticize and then bring up what you're doing for the program, but then there you go. My Waffle House go-to, Jimmy, is waffle and sausage with coffee. I'm real particular on my scrambled eggs. I am the only person that can scramble the eggs the way I want them. There's not a restaurant in the world that can do what I can do with the way I want my scrambled eggs. But it doesn't matter. Do you think you see boosters of Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama? Pick your team. Do you think you see their boosters going on social media criticizing the coach? No. So armchair quarterbacks and armchair coaches, shut your damn pie hole. Okay? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And I don't want to see it anymore. So I'm going to take the necessary steps to where I don't have to see it anymore because it only pisses me off more. But always remember and never forget, I have ears all over this area and have for about 25 years. Okay? Okay. It seems we got a mad rush for everybody going and, joining this new social network called Parler. Sorry, I don't want to be a part of it. When you are promoting members of my piece of shit list like Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson, I don't want anything to do with it. I love my friends who voted Republican. But the only thing I'm going to say, so far, every lawsuit has been thrown out. There is no evidence that has been shown. Show me evidence? Okay. They're not showing any evidence. And there's people out there bashing President-elect Biden for his speech, saying, we got to unify this country. And now people are chiming in saying, no, we don't want to be a part of a unified nation. I do. It's time to put all this bullshit away. And it just seems to be getting more hostile and more hostile. And we don't need it. There are enough problems in this world. Since the end of October, and today is just the 9th, over 1 million new cases of COVID in just 9 days. Nine days, 1 million new cases. Holy shit. And now there is a change.org petition to recount the election or revote. Simple civics, which is not taught in school anymore. The United States government has no control of the election process. It is state by state by state. And then you get Loeffler and Perdue wanting to fire the Secretary of State in Georgia who was elected and is a Republican. Interesting, huh? I did watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction Saturday night. It was different from any other ever. It was all virtual. Very first ones inducted were the Doobie Brothers. And after the obligatory career video went in, usually everybody who is part of a band that is being inducted comes on stage and they each say something. But For instance, Depeche Mode only had 2 of their members. I think Trent Reznor was the only one from 9 Inch Nails. And the Doobie Brothers had Tom Johnston, Michael McDonald, and Patrick Simmons. And what we missed out on this year, hey, Tommy Frizzell, a real survivor, that Tommy. Friend, high school friend from way back. But what I miss more than anything is in years past, the inductees got to perform. So I guess I'll wait until July 23rd at the amphitheater in Atlanta. I think it's the Ameris Amphitheater, when I see the 50th anniversary concert of the Doobie Brothers. So I guess I'll be waiting until then. If I understood correctly, the LSU Mississippi State game postponed. Mississippi State has had a COVID outbreak. Contrary to what Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M says, the Alabama and or the Texas A&M and Tennessee game is in jeopardy because they're having an outbreak in College Station, Texas. So, does it get any worse than Tennessee right now? God, they suck. But if you think that Jeremy Pruitt's going to be fired, you're just peeing on your foot, because there ain't nobody going to get fired this year. Nobody's going to get fired this year. That just, yeah. Unless Jeremy Pruitt gets arrested, he's not getting fired. And the most overrated coach of them all, Jim Harbaugh, he'll get another year at Michigan, even though they have done nothing since he's been there. You got Indiana ranked. You got Coastal Carolina is the number 15 team in the country, and Liberty's like number 22. Does anybody else see the humor in what's going on at Liberty University? You know, Jerry Falwell Jr. steps down as the head muckety-muck of Liberty University, the university his father founded. He steps down because he's a freak. Because he's a freak. He likes to watch. But he is also responsible for hiring Hugh Freeze, who was fired at Ole Miss because he was buying hookers. That's just an irony to me. That would have been like when Tennessee Temple was still big in Chattanooga. I mean, I don't think it doesn't even exist anymore. Tennessee Temple University, which actually at one time was bigger than UTC. It would have been like them hiring Larry Flint at Tennessee Temple. I just find it odd, or not odd, just eerily weird that the university president has to leave because he's a freak. And their football coach is a guy who was fired from his last job for spending over $100,000 on hookers. Hey, to each their own. That's fine. Somebody that I admire, 2 years sober now, Charlie Sheen. Back in the day, he was infamous for his use of the ladies of the evening. But, you know, that shows that when it comes to college football, it's realistically the Vince Lombardi quote come to life. Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. So, but Jeremy Pruitt's not going to get canned this year. It's not going to happen. You might as well just resign yourself to that fact. Hell, I don't know if they should bench Garantano or not. I don't have a dog in the hunt. A lot of people like to poke fun at me and say I abandoned Tennessee football because they didn't sign the Bullocks twins from Hickson, they both went to Nebraska, and they both end up NFL draft picks. Hi, Cindy. Oh, my God. Ugh. Hubba. Just think. Why didn't I smoke cigars when I was younger? I'd have one occasionally, but I mean, hell. Do you mean, is it worth watching the replay on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? If it is, no, it's not. I was just tickled that the Doobies went in. Hell, Cindy may have been at that concert when they were at Memorial Auditorium. I don't know. I don't know if Cindy. That's before, I mean, that I knew who she was. That was before I ever had the courage to talk to her. I was either painfully shy or too damn stoned. But that was a pretty good day. Because earlier that day, I got my graduation present. A brand new 1974 blue Camaro. And that night I went to see the Doobie Brothers. That was a pretty good day. That was a pretty damn good day. But I don't know. There's more than meets the eye to what's going on at Tennessee. And then you got Georgia gets their ass handed to them by Florida. So, you know, in all likelihood, it's going to be Florida and Alabama in the SEC championship game. And right now, I don't see anybody beating Alabama. I believe that. Notre Dame beats Clemson the other night. Do they beat Clemson if the Tigers have Trevor Lawrence? Probably not. Yeah, that was the only place we had to go to concerts, Cindy, was Memorial Auditorium. That was it. That's all we had. Unless we wanted to go see some hillbilly over to Jukebox Junction at Lake Weenie. I don't know. Don't know. But I have rambled on long enough tonight. It's Monday night. Monday Night Raw is on. I don't know if I'm going to watch it or not. I think I told you guys Saturday night I have subscribed now to YouTube TV. I got to get a Roku because it's a pain in the ass to hook it up to my laptop and with no remote. But it's cheaper than Comcast and it's cheaper than EPB, and I get good quality channels. So, yeah, what the hell? Just remember one thing. If you take anything away from tonight, well, remember two things. Hello, Diane. That must have been one of the jet fly spectaculars. That must have been one of the jet fly spectaculars. I was lucky I had a friend that's what I'm thinking, Alan, is to get a Fire Stick. Who let me tag along to concerts. I think I told you the first concert I ever went to was Ted Nugent and the Amboy Dukes. But then I got to go to McClellan Gym and see the Allman Brothers, the original Allman Brothers. I was like 13 years old. I mean, I had my first joint when I was 12. Anything away tonight, please, damn, when you're out in public, wear a mask. I'm going to be there when that vaccine is available, because the way I'm understanding it, the rollout, one, it has to be kept super cold. You're going to get 2 doses. It's 90% effective, which means it's on a par with all the childhood vaccinations. It's going to be things like that and be first in line for the vaccine. And if it's 98% effective, I'm getting it. Because I just have a feeling that my doctor is going to say, yeah, get it. And then I can go back to work. Doing what I love to do. I love to do this, but I also love to do live sporting events. I just watched it on regular HBO because the HBO package that we got through on YouTube has 50 HBO channels. I mean, it's unreal. Got HBO and Stars because and that's the cool thing about YouTube TV is it can be shared on 6 different screens. So the whole family's in it. Amy, my son Christopher, who I get to see tomorrow, coming down from Red Bank for a few minutes tomorrow. I mean, Cindy might live there and my son might live there, but I am Wildcat through and through. I hate freaking Red Bank and everything it stands for. Don't ever drive drunk through Red Bank, though. I did that one time. That was not fun. And Mom wouldn't bail me out of jail. As well as still in the Navy. But don't forget, Veterans Day is coming up Wednesday. If you know somebody that served, just give them a wave. Veterans Day is for all of us who served their country. This is not for the guys who are currently in. It's for the men and women who wore the uniform of their country. Oh, I thought you lived in Red Bank. Shit, I'm sorry, Cindy. I'm old. Forgive me. Just thank them. I was proud to have served in the same branch of the United States military as an American hero, John McCain. I was in the United States Navy from 1976 to 1980. And boy, howdy, did I learn how to drink. But it was an experience I would take nothing for. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life to serve my country. And I'm proud to have done that. But, folks, I'm going to get out of here. Remember, if you come after a football coach and he's a friend of mine, I'm going to come after you on this platform. And if I don't mention any names, ain't a damn thing you can do about it, buddy boy. Well, I understand that, Cindy. See, and I was lucky. I went to Soddy Daisy Junior High and went one semester at Soddy Daisy, and then found out that if I could get to the bus stop for Hickson, I could transfer to Hickson. That's all I had to do. So I walked from my house. See if you remember this name, Cindy. Danny Neighbors. And Randy Sullivan. And Cindy Sullivan. I would walk from my house, which was about a mile away, to their house so I could catch the bus. And then the next year, we started driving to school. And more often than not, we were laying down in the floorboard of somebody's car drinking beer before we went to school. But, yeah, back then you had to, because Hickson had already become a city of Chattanooga school, and Red Bank was still part of Hamilton County, and now it's one big mess. So we're going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody. Have a good evening, Alan. Have a good night, Cindy, Diane, whoever else is out there. Kim, are you still out there? Tell the old man I said howdy. We will see you Thursday night at 7 o'clock. And in these times, more than any other, please take a moment and just
that's all, folks. Christmas